Hello, dear YouTube, dear friends, dear viewers. I hope we are already live. Yes, we will try to cover final decisive round of Karen Asrian Memorial 2024. Just a couple of technical issues. Hope we are live. Yes, we will see what pairings are we having, and seems we are live. Yes, so far we are live, and I don't see much issues, so we can start our broadcast. Yes, we are having a final decisive round of Karen Asrian Memorial 2024. We are having Manuel Petrosyan and Pranesh M having 6.5 points out of 8. We are having Zaven Andreasyan, Vahe Sukyasyan, Hovik Hayrapetyan, Stefan Pogosyan, Emin Ohanian, 6 points. If I'm not mistaken, Eric Hakopian does not have 6 points. He does have 5.5. Yes, but we are also having Artur Davtyan, Sergei Korshunov, Vahe Danielyan is playing Alex Manukyan. Yes, Tornike Sanikidze is playing Edgar Hayrapetyan, and David Chainian is playing Grigor Danielyan. Yes, one more minute left, and we will see. So, who is going to win the tournament? Memorial of Karen Asrian Memorial tournament. Yes, sorry. Memorial of Karen Asrian. Who is going to win? And yes, one more minute left. Yes, please, in our chat, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. We don't have moves yet, and let's see. Also, if I'm not mistaken, today is the last round in round robin tournament in Sweden. Yes, 8 players, 7 rounds. We don't have moves yet, and some moves are there already. We see Stefan Pogosyan started with c4, Vahe Sukyasyan started with d4, yes, Vahe Danielyan, Alex Manukyan, Rui Lopez, and David Chainian started with e4. Yes, so d4, d5 by Vahe Sukyasyan, Pranesh M. Yes, Manuel got let's say very tough opponent. As we know, Zaven is second rated player in this tournament, behind only Manuel Petrosyan. And for the last round he got this pairing. Yes, and Pranasham got more or less better pairing, because he's facing only 22 32 rated Vaisukesyan, but he's definitely underrated player. He earlier had and crossed 2300, but in this tournament he has already 6 points out of 8, and he lost to Artur Davtyan. It was the start of the tournament, but he played so well and he outplayed Artur, but in the end went wrong and lost his game, and he drew two others. Probably we can see yes, he drew Torniki Sanikidze and Arsen Davtyan, very strong players. And yes, we are having some Slav and something similar he had against Davtyan, Artur Davtyan. He played b3, bishop b2, if I'm not mistaken. So in this game he went for knight c3. I'm expecting knight bd7 move from Pranasham. Yes, knight bd7 has been played, and here bishop d3, queen c2, b3, bishop e2. Yes, I'm expecting some bishop e2. Yes, what's the point between bishop d3 and bishop e2? If you go bishop d3, then after d takes c, you are forced to take with the bishop. But whenever you go bishop e2 after d takes c, you are not forced to take with the bishop. You can go a2, a4, stop b5, and then maybe come with the knight and take it on c4. So queen c2 was played, bishop d6, and here bishop d3 he goes. Yes, I was practicing and trying already a few times in titled Tuesday's g4 move. Yes, and knight takes g4, rook g1, if h6, g5. Yes, but in this game bishop d3, here d takes c or short castle are possible options to go. Will Pranasham got chances, and will he really try to get them? Because with the draw result he's probably securing very high place in the tournament standings. Yes, d takes c, bishop c4. What will he do? b5. b5 is another option. e5 is also possible. a6 has been played also. e5, and he goes e5. I am expecting here h3, and we will see. Yes, we don't have moves in Manuel Petrosyan Zaven Andresian game yet. We have c4, knight f6, knight c3 Pavosyan Harapetyan game. Yes, not much is happening in other games. David Shainian played e4. Grigor Dilanian, I apologize. Yes, it's 11 a.m. morning, so Grigor Dilanian, he is a good friend of mine. Yes, e4. And what are we having here? So e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, Ruy Lopez, b5, bishop b3, bishop e7. Usually here black starts with bishop e7 or b5, bishop b3, and here bishop c5 or bishop b7. And if I'm not mistaken, here d2, d4 is an option to play and to go. So rook e1, d6, they transposed to c3, knight a5. Yes, here usually short castle is the move to play, and white has choice between going h3 or d4. Yes, knight a5, bishop c2, c5, d4, queen c7. Yes, but now of course white got much better version of Ruy Lopez Chigorin variation, because they did not play h3. Maybe anyway they should go h3, but for the time being they can avoid going h3, but always bishop g4 ideas can be there, so I don't think. But let's say if white commits the pawn structure in the center with d4, d5, so it doesn't mean much going h2, h3. Yes, but already Vahe is having, let's say if he somehow manages to win with the 6.5 points out of 9, he can be in very, very high places in the. And yes, Manuel Petrosyan goes e4, and we will see. Emine Ohanyan started with d4, knight f6, knight f3. Not much is happening there so far. Yes, let me also see how much. Yes, Stefan Pogosyan also has 6 points. He won against Indian player, and then against Vahan Nalbandian, and then Arsène Davtyan. He managed to win against Arsène Davtyan. What are we having? What are we having in? Yes, and in this game, yes, I was right. Eric Hagopian is having 5.5 points, and e6, c4. So I'm expecting d5 from Eric Hagopian. Let me check our YouTube channel. Are we having anything? Not much is happening there. Yes. Please, if any questions, any suggestions, I'm open. I'm ready to answer. Yes. And yes, e4, c5, knight f3, d6, bishop b5 check has been played in Manuel Petrosyan, Zaven Andreasyan game. Yes, we should say that Zaven had very tough start of the tournament. As you can see, he won against Edgar Andreasyan, and then he drew Alberto Atoyan, and then he lost. He started 1.5 out of 3, and he won another game, and then he drew. So he had 3 points out of 5, but then he managed to win 3 games in a row against Rudolf Pashikyan, Eric Chakarian, and yesterday against David Shahinian. So he had very good results in last 3 rounds. So, but now we will see. Now we will see what will follow, what will happen, and bishop b5 check was played. Zaven is taking his time. I also a couple of times tried bishop b5. Zaven usually here goes knight c6, and he played a few times knight c6, even maybe, yes, and he still goes knight c6. Yes, he went knight c6, so I'm expecting short castle to be done by Manuel Petrosyan. Yes, another moves are bishop d7 or knight d7. Yes, already in this tournament we seen number of times bishop b5 check, third move. Yes. So knight c6, short castle, bishop d7. Here moves are rook e1 or c3. Yes, rook e1 probably, or c3. Yes. Yes, and instead of going d5, Eric Hakopian goes b6. Yes, b6 here, g3 is an option to play. Also a3 is possible. Yes, bishop f4 is interesting move to go. Yes, M is taking his time. So rook e1 was played by Manuel Petrosian. Here the strongest move is to go knight f6. I'm expecting Zaven to go for knight f6. And after knight f6, white has h3 and c3 moves. Yes, here I played against Zaven a few years, actually maybe even some 5-7 years ago. I played h3, Zaven went a6. I played bishop f1. Yes, this is the point. And here Zaven went g6, c3, bishop g7, d4, short castle. Yes, c3 by Manuel Petrosian. Here a6 is the strongest move. Will Zaven go a6 or not? Yes, he played he played this line against Vahe Danielian, if I'm not mistaken. a6, bishop f1. Bishop g4 is the strongest move to go here. You can also try e5, d4, and then c takes, bishop g4, I guess. Yes, it is very interesting. So players are trying to... Yes, bishop g4 is the move to go. Yes, h3, usually bishop takes f3 is the strongest, because bishop h5, d4, white is having, and even g4 works, and then d4. So now the problem is being that if you take knight d4, then d5 comes, and then this tactical idea of rook e4, queen a4, queen e4 works. If you take with the bishop, then now g5 ideas are also possible. I can also take and go d5, and again this check is coming. So that's why here the strongest is bishop f3, queen f3, and g6 is possible move. Also e6 is possible. I like going e6 because with g6 you are facing some small problems in this position, and then queen is coming to e2 or d1, mostly to d1, and then knight f3. Yes. So bishop g4 was played, d4. Yes. And I think they are repeating Zaven's game against whom? Against Vahe Danielian. So here, recently in Grand Swiss 2023, Alexander Predke took on d4, and here he played e5. But he started with the e5 move here. So d4, not d3. Yes. And here, white is having d5, knight d4, and bishop e3. Let's see what will players choose. So after d4 move, Zaven is taking his time. Yes, if I'm not mistaken, here the strongest is to go. Of course, e takes, e5 is there, and always you can take on f3. White is going with the g pawn, g takes f. If I'm not mistaken, here the line goes like something and something like d5, which is actually very interesting positions. Yes, Zaven is taking his time. we don't have moves in Sukesian Pranesh game, and we got playable. They got playable position in Povosian Harapetian game. Not much is happening, and Emin chose a3, bishop b7, knight c3 line against yes, this opening, queen's Indian defense. Yes, Kasparov variation, Kasparov Petrosian variation. Yes, d5 here. White is having bishop g5, bishop f4, also c takes d is an option to go. Yes, we will see what players. Yes, and yes, white went d5, knight c4, b3, knight goes b6, knight d2, knight f1. And I like, honestly speaking, I like white's position with the ideas to go h3, g4, knight g3, or maybe even knight g3. Yes, yes, black should start doing some a5, a4 ideas here, the other side of the board. Yes, and this is some crazy. Yes, knight c3 ac, g3 b5, bishop g2, bishop b7, d3 g6, knight h3. Yes, with the short castle ideas and then f4, we will have very complicated opening. Yes, short castle I'm expecting, and yes, not much is happening. Yes, in this game Edgar Harapetian goes for d4, very ambitious. Here another option is being to go knight c6, yes, c5. So white has a choice between going e3, going probably b4, but I don't like b4 at all. So I'm expecting Tourniquet to play e3 and then maybe he takes d4 and then d3, getting reversed Benoni type of positions. Yes, h3 was played by Sukesian, queen e7. Yes, here usually you should go some a3 or maybe even bishop b3. Yes. And Zavan goes e5 here. Wow. Yes, usually, as I said, c takes e5 is one option which has been played recently by Alexander Predke against Andrei Yesipenko. Another move is being c takes bishop f3. Yes, e5, not the strongest, I should say. And here move should be d5, and white does have, black does have knight b8, knight e7. Yes. Yes, maybe knight e7, bringing the knight to g6, going bishop e7 later on, castling short side. Yes, but the problem is after d5, doesn't matter where do you go, knight b8 or knight e7, you are very much behind in development, because also I can always go h3. Yes, you don't really want to take on f3, and also you don't have maybe much time going bishop back to c8. So I'm expecting e5 by Manuel Petrosian to play what else, because if not, here we are familiar with c takes e5. So the point is being why black trades c pawns to get d4 square for the knight. So, and after e5, d5, black does not have d4 square under control. So knight e7 and knight b8 I am expecting by Zaven. Yes, both options are possible. Most likely he will go knight e7, and then yes, Manuel has choice of going h3. Yes, c4, knight c3 I also like. What other? Yes, b4 you can also try to push. Yes, honestly, knight is much better placed on d7 than on e7, because knight doesn't do much there. Black got some closed type of position, like King's Indian defense type of position. Okay, let's move and d takes c4 by Hovik Hayrapetyyan. He wants to play very solid without allowing opponent anything. Yes, bishop f4 by Emin Ohanyan here. What are the moves? I think bishop d6 is one of the moves to go. Bishop d6 is possible move to play. Bishop e7 as well. Yes, d takes c, bishop c4, a6 was played in. But why Manuel is taking his time? They don't have any other move, right? Like h3 I can just take and take c takes d. You can go, like, if you even don't want to calculate anything like this, you can just take d takes c, d takes c. Yes, but this is okay. This should be okay for black. I don't see much problem. So d5 is the most ambitious move. Yes, you have knight b8 and knight e7. We will see. Let's first Manuel to go d5, which he will play. Not much. D takes c, bishop c4 and a6 with the b5 ideas. I like the way Hovik Hayrapetyyan is playing. b5, bishop b7 is coming. Yes, very safe, very solid way of handling opening. And yes, a5 was played by Alex Manukyan with the idea to go a4 and or even maybe c4. Yes, a4 by Vaja Danielyan, which honestly I don't like much. It is possible, but I don't like it much. Of course, b4 will be a huge inaccuracy by black. It allows c4, and white is having space advantage. So I'm expecting some move like b takes a4. B takes a4, b takes a4, and maybe bishop a6. Yes, b takes a, because before c4 white is having huge positional advantage. I don't want also to allow opponent taking on b5 and taking with the bishop. Let's say I can go bishop d7 or bishop a6, and after a takes b to take with the bishop. And yes, that I don't like much. I have c4, but yes, it is very much possible, because now I'm threatening some different c takes b ideas. Yes, you will take on b5, and here I have some moves like bishop d7 is an interesting move, you know, just taking on b5 with the bishop. I can take c takes b3, queen takes b3, and queen c3, but I don't like that much. Yes, something like bishop d7 can be interesting. Also b takes, going some bishop a6 or going bishop d7. Not really bishop d7, bishop a6. White will continue like knight e3, or maybe even knight g3. Yes, and then start jumping around f5 square. Yes, it is interesting. We will see. And Manuel goes d takes c. Wow. Wow. This is very interesting, you know. This is very much interesting here. Wow. Why Manuel Petrosian did not push d5? So we know that the line here and Predke's game went something like bishop e3. Yes, so and logically d5 should be the move. Manuel went d takes c, so I'm expecting d takes c move. And now what does he want? Of course white has some control and maybe outpost on d5, but it does not look enough. Like black is like which move? And d takes c probably was played. Yes, so I was really expecting d4, d5 by white, but probably Manuel knows better. Maybe this is even his prep, but I'm not thinking. Yes, I knew honestly that d5 is the move and d5. So what to do? Queen d8 is possible option. You can trade queens, you can keep them. We will see how he wants to play. So we are having rook e1 move, interesting option. Always so e takes d won't work because of e takes d comes. Very often black is considering here e4 ideas. Yes, e4 can be interesting for black to consider always. Yes, we got e3, knight c6, e takes d3, bishop d6. Yes, Edgar Hairapetian knows bishop d6. Yes, here bishop g5 is one move to play, and white is always having some useful moves like rook e1, knight a3. Yes, it's a reversed Benoni type of position. And another weird opening in Shahinian Dilanian game. Yes, knight a4 is possible move, knight e2 as well. I like more going knight d5, e6, knight maybe e3 back. Yes, I don't like placing our knight in the corner of the board by going knight a4. And also I don't like much knight e2, but it is definitely possible move. But I like knight d5. Knight d5, and whenever opponent goes e6, knight goes back e3. Yes, later on with the ideas to push f-pawn. Yes, we don't have any questions. Yes, I'm also checking our chat. Yes, knight d5 I'm expecting. And Manuel is taking his time, and e4 was played. I think e4 was played, and here knight g5 should be the move. Yes, you don't really go knight h4, you don't go any other square, including knight d2. Knight g5 is the move to play, and here black does not have anything more than going knight b6. So this bishop is hanging. You should go bishop b3. If you, let's say, take knight e4, then after knight c4 you are losing a piece. And here, yes, knight c4, there is knight f6 and checkmate on h7, but I will just go queen, knight takes c4. Yes, knight e4, and here knight takes c4, and I'm piece up. Of course, you can take queen e4, maybe knight takes e4, knight c4 going b3, but even this is not possible because of bishop f5. So knight e4 ideas are not really working. Knight b6, bishop b3 is the move to play. And rook e8 is not working because of f7 is saying bishop f5. It's bishop f5, and this is very important and very concrete, because black is threatening some h6 idea. So you should go f3. And what's the move? So e takes f, I will just take your bishop on f5. I'm threatening to take, so the move, so either you should go some rook e8, or you should try knight bd5. But knight bd5 I don't get, like what is this knight bd5? If let's say I just take on e4. Yes, it takes, maybe bishop g6 can be an option. So let's say f3, rook e8, maybe he wants, but this position, yes, white definitely does not have problems, but I don't think black has them. So yes, what else? Knight h4 with the knight f5, always black can move the knight. Yes, I don't like also going knight d2. Yes, I think knight g5 is very logical move. Yes, knight b6 will follow, and here going bishop b3. Yes, other square can be bishop f1, but this is too weird. So bishop b3, I should go bishop f5, and you can go f4, but your knight is almost trapped on g5. So my ideas are to go rook e8, to go knight d5 if I am in time. So of course f3 you should go, and yes, I don't have much here except going some rook e8 or going knight d5. Knight d5 can be interesting as well, because if you take on d5, then c takes comes. But yes, you can just take knight e4, and I'm in some trouble, because how I'm going to take it back. Like, so knight c3 I was thinking about, but you will take, and this is queen f6. I will take here, and yes, you have some sacrifices like bishop h3 can be there, and g takes h, maybe queen f3 or queen check. But first of all, even this does not really work, because I'm having the c4 move, and my position does look very safe. Yes, and here I have some options, like knight e4 is also decent. If you take with the bishop, I have choice. If you take with the knight, I will take with the knight back. I can of course start with f takes e as well. Like knight c3, I always can go e takes f. No, but this can be interesting. This can be interesting after knight e4. So this is complicated position. Black is dominating dark squares. So what to... Yes, Vai is taking his time. And yes, queen d8, rook takes d8 was played by Manuel Petrosian. And of course, white does not have any issues. Only white can try to be better. And but honestly, I don't think this is the most principal way to... Yes, you can try some a4. Maybe Manuel is thinking about knight bd2 to play. Yes, because bishop f3 can be a threat. Bishop f3 move can be a positional threat. After g takes f, you are weakening all your dark squares, which is not the most pleasant. Yes, I'm expecting knight bd2 by Manuel Petrosian, and yes, here black can decide, and knight fd2. Knight fd2, yes, quite interesting. Quite interesting way of handling this position. Yes, quite interesting way of handling this position. Knight goes to fd2. Yes, whenever white want, they can also go f3. a4 ideas are there. Knight c4 is coming. Yes. So what should black do? Black can just go bishop e7, bishop d6 is an option also to play, and whenever you attack I can always go bishop c7, though that time my c5 pawn will be soft. I can try going g6, bishop h6, which is an interesting move to play. Yes, interesting way of handling this position. I have b5, but let's say my idea is to meet a4 with c4, but yes, no way this can work, since a takes b, knight a3 ideas are there, b3 you can always go. Yes, what else do I have? No, I think I should, yes, bishop d6 or bishop e7. g6, bishop h6 I also don't like much because, yes, let's say bishop e7. You don't really need f3 or h3. So a4, I will be going some short castle, knight a3. I'm expecting something like this. And here black can consider going knight e8 with the ideas to bring the knight to d6. Yes, it's a playable position. It's a playable position, so yes, e4, knight g5 was played, knight b6, bishop b3. Here oh, bishop b4. Wow. I was expecting bishop f5, but Pranesh, maybe this is the reason. I think I have seen a3 in similar positions, but I never asked myself why we go a3, and always I thought that the point is when our opponent attacks our bishop, we just retreat bishop on a2. But now we see another point of having pawn on a3. So black went bishop b4, so obviously now knight e4, just knight e4 comes, and then e1 we are going to lose. And here of course first knight takes e4, and e1 is hanging anyway. And okay, I am having a3, and I am having bishop d2, and I am having f3. So a3, I think I'm just losing a piece. By bishop takes c3, doesn't matter how do I take it, like b takes c or queen c3, then h6 is coming. So if I go bishop d2, I think bishop c3 follows anyway, so f3 was played by Vahe Sukhesian. I apologize. Yes, we are having 6 people watching us. So f3, what should be the move? Yes, if I go h6, then I simply lose my pawn here. Yes, you will take and takes. You can take with the queen, with the f pawn. In both cases, you are pawn up. So bishop f5 does not make any sense. So the point should be to take on f3, which forces you to take with the knight. And we are having such a position. And what about c5? What about c5? Do I have it? I like it. I like it very much. c4 is a huge threat. And what do you do? What do you do? Yes, what? Yes, you have a3. You don't have much, like bishop d2, c4, with c4, black is forcing bishop a4. Yes, but this is very weird for. Yes, I can. No, I'm expecting e takes f. I'm expecting. Because I don't see anything else, like bishop c3 I will take with the b pawn. And what did you achieve by... No, e takes f is the strongest. You know, yes, I was thinking maybe e4 to push here, but this is too much. e4 is too much. e4 is too much. Because even after e5 you are not threatening e takes f. Yes, but if h6, then this is better version for white. Yes, you can go bishop f5, but you know, why didn't you play bishop f5 directly? Yes, e takes f and or bishop f5. I'm thinking to take e takes f and after knight f3 to go c5. This does look very interesting to me. This does look interesting. Yes, I'm having bishop d2. I can also go a3. And if c4, let's say I have choice between going bishop a2 or taking a takes, c takes, queen b3, which is extra pawn. Black has some compensation, of course. You can take bishop c3. And what should I do? I can take with the queen, but yes, knight e4 comes. If I take, then c4. This should be... No, this is actually better for white because it is going to be very hard to stop e4. So you should go either knight e4, which allows some knight e5 ideas. You can go queen e4, but this I don't like for black at all. Yes, but I'm forced. I'm forced here already to go yes, either c4 or... No, we aren't having move yet. And yes, Aven goes bishop e7, so I'm expecting Manuel to go a4. Because what else? Knight c4, but yes, knight c4 always you should consider some b5 ideas, and it's not like by going knight c4 you are threatening anything. So, and h3 f3 you can whenever you want, but I don't think you really need them. Like why do you need h3 move? Exactly at this point. So a4 is a very logical move to play with the idea as knight a3, maybe later on going knight c4. Yes, a4 was played. Yes, I'm expecting here short castle. Yes, I'm expecting short castle move and yes, knight a3. Yes, most likely we will have this position. Yes, white is having knight c4, knight a3 ideas. Maybe always knight c4, a5 ideas. Yes, black really should understand where they are placing their pieces. Yes, knight e8 is an interesting attempt. Yes, knight e8, not only bringing the knight to d6, also maybe going always bishop g5 to trade the bishops. Yes, it is very much interesting to see what players will do. And yes, here we are having... So a4, b5 has been stopped, c5, d4, c takes d, e takes d, bishop e7, short castle. And in this position, white is having many different ways to proceed, like bishop g5, bishop f4, bishop e3 with the queen e2 ideas. No, knight is not on c6, so white can go queen e2 directly, rook e1, queen e2, rook d1. Yes, bishop e3 with the idea to go knight e5 and then f4. Yes, but Stefan Paosian went d5, he takes d, knight takes d5, knight d5, bishop takes d5, and I'm expecting something like knight c6. Yes, what else? Yes, bishop f6. We don't have moves with the light squared bishop, though we have maybe like there. Yes, I was thinking about bishop f5, because if you take, then rook a7 is maybe working, but you don't need this. I think knight c6 is the strongest move to play. White will already consider going bishop f4, maybe bishop e3. Yes, I'm expecting knight c6 by Holy Karapetyan. And yes, it was a6 by Eric Hakopian, e3, and knight bd7. So white is now choosing between c takes d, between moving the bishop like e2 or d3. I don't like much going bishop d3. I like more bishop e2, because bishop d3, whenever opponent wants, they can take on c4 and force us to take with the bishop. Yes, queen c2 is another attempt. It is very much interesting to see. Wow, I didn't know that the tournament so many days had commentator. It is very interesting. Yes, what else are we having? Wow. So bishop d7 was played by Alex Manukyan. He didn't play bishop a6 or did not take on a4, bishop d7, knight e3, and c4. Yes, after bishop d7, b takes a4 does not make much sense, because white will just take back, and b4 as well, so c4 is the only move. Otherwise, white is also threatening to go c3, c4. And a takes b, c takes b, bishop takes b3. No, but wait, e4 pawn is not hanging? You know, I don't like what Vahed Danielyan has just done. I don't like it. So either you keep your knight on d2 and then you start making some moves, some commitments in on queenside, or you just don't pay any attention and you start you switch to the other side of the board. But here we see Vahe is mixing. And now, okay, but you don't have much to play. C takes b, bishop b3, and a4 is hanging. If you take b takes c, I have choice, maybe taking b takes a. You could actually take. Yes, I don't think this is something that should bother white much. Or let's say even this, I don't think. Yes, b takes c was a possible move to go, of course. Black had knight c4. Black could take with the b takes a. So this. And now black is having choice between bishop b5, knight e4, and queen c3. Honestly, I don't like queen c3 much. Yes, what's the point of going queen c3? Yes, here you have at least bishop b2. And then my pawn is hanging, so I really like going this move. Why not? Why not? Yes, I don't like much bishop b5, but it is a very healthy move to play. You will most likely jump knight f5. Yes, I like going this and threatening, you know, knight c3 or maybe knight c5. Not really f5 because always knight e5 is there, and then d6. Yes, I don't like. So what he's planning to play after knight e4, c4 probably. No, but this looks so interesting for black. Yes, maybe not f5, but I'm having knight c5 ideas to go, and then I will play f5. Because if I take bishop b5, yes, I think you will just jump knight f5. Yes. If I go queen c3, then this I don't like at all. Though it's possible again. Just winning this pawn. Yes, you have bishop d2. And what should I do here? Queen d3 or queen goes back? Like where do you want to go back? Yes, maybe queen d3 and attacking here as well. This also does look interesting. No, I don't like what. And Zaven goes knight d7. Zaven does go knight d7. Let's try to get the point of going knight d7. Why not short castle? Again, I'm having knight c4. I'm having knight a3 ideas. I can go something like h3 or f3, forcing you to go bishop e6 and the bishop c4, trading the bishops, but it's not much. So in a blitz game, I would play knight a3 without even spending any seconds, because it looks. But maybe knight c4 is the strongest here, you know. Knight c4 with the ideas bishop e3. Yes, and here you have a choice between going knight bd2 or knight b1 to a3. Also, by moving the knight from f6, white got control over d5. So now knight c4, knight e3 ideas might be there, and then knight is jumping to d5. Yes, I don't like knight d7 much. I would play short castle myself, because here knight c4, and I don't really see the point of going knight d7. What was the point? Maybe Zaven just wants to, whenever white is going knight e3, so let's say they can go bishop e6 because bishop doesn't do anything on g4. And whenever you start considering knight e3, then bishop g5 comes. So this can be an option to play. And here, by placing knight on c4, white does have small issue with the other knight. So where we really want to have our knight from b1, yes, to go a3 or to d2, maybe d2 and then f3. Yes, d2 and f3. Yes, it is very much possible. Yes, d2 and then f3. Yes, and here it takes knight f3, and I'm expecting. Yes, but you have also knight f3 has been played, though I should say that e4 was was possible also. So now I'm having bishop e6. Of course, I'm having c5 because e4 is a threat. E4 is a very unpleasant threat. Yes, after e4, bishop g5 is coming. So I have bishop e6, but I don't like my position after bishop e6 much. You can just go e4. Yes, okay, it takes. I will take with the a pawn. Probably I can take with the queen as well, but I don't need much. I like going c5 here. Yes, because whenever you push e4, then c takes d might be very unpleasant. I don't think you have any d5, but you have a3. You have a3, which is an interesting move to play. Yes, and I can go bishop a5, for example. I can take here, b takes c, and you know, maybe here something like bishop e6 can be interesting. Because if I try to shut down your bishop after bishop a4, my problem is e4. e4, bishop g5 is coming. How do I stop it? I have knight e4, but this is too like knight e5. And knight is not well placed on b6. Always a4 ideas can be there. Now this I don't like much. Yes, I like bishop e6 playing. Yes, but here you have choice between going c4, c takes d, takes d. c4 you are threatening to play d5 and then e4. Yes, it is playable. And Pranesh is taking his time. Pranesh is taking his time. Let's not forget that players are very tensed because of the final decisive round. And yes, Hovik went knight d7. I would really, yes, why not knight c6? He didn't like this, with the ideas to go knight, not knight b3, knight b4. I'm not afraid of any bishop takes c6 ideas. Yes, my pawn structure is ruined, but with the pair of bishops it's more than fine. And after knight c6, yes, he went knight d7. So bishop f4 and bishop e3 still are the moves. Bishop f4 probably. I can also consider going rook e1. Now with the knight on d7, black is trying to get this knight f6. Or maybe knight c5. So rook e1 I don't like much, because I guess knight f6 is there. Bishop f4 I can go. Yes, and yes, I mean, took c takes d, e takes d was played. Yes, maybe you could take with the knight, and after knight takes, pawn takes. So no, e takes d, I think more or less is fine. And now I like white's position. Short castle is coming. Maybe Eric Hakopian played too slow, and this can be, and this is actually slightly better for Emin Ohanyan. And c5 we see a3. I'm expecting a3. What else? What else? Well, bishop takes b5 was played, knight f5. Yes, you can always push a4, but I will be moving my bishop somewhere like a2, I guess. Yes, queen c3 you don't have, of course. e7 is hanging. I don't like bishop b5 move. I don't like it. Wow. So knight d5 was played, e6, knight d3, knight d7. So f4, white pushed. Yes, with the f5 ideas, maybe with the g4 ideas. So f5, and here for some reason David Shahinian decided to go e5, but he wasn't forced going e5 at all. He had many other moves, like g4 is an attempt to play e takes safe. You can take bishop g2 and nothing is really hanging. I should take, and so e5, bishop g2, king takes g2, and now this is very much interesting. Like, honestly speaking, I do like black's position, but probably something is there. Something is there which I don't see, but I like d5 or d6. Let's say any of these moves, like d5 or d6. Because your knight really needs, like, you should go knight g5, maybe later on. Yes, d5 has been played. Yes, and white is having very awkwardly placed knights, and especially knight on e3. Yes, if you take e takes d, yes, I just take with the queen, and then let's say this knight is coming to c6. The other knight always can jump to d5. Yes, surprisingly, this is already maybe even slightly better for Blake. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Yes, I am wrong. According to computers, what is being better? Yes, and we see knight d7, knight c4, bishop e6 has been played. Let's turn this over. No, it's yes, and Zavan's idea, whenever knight e3, then bishop g5 comes, but here I like already going either bishop e3, which I don't like much, honestly, because bishop doesn't do anything on e3, and I like knight d2. I like knight d2 with the idea to go knight f3. Knight d2, knight f3. Yes, white is being slightly better. And what is happening in this game? Artur Davtyan is having 5.5 points, and he's playing. Yes, he started with bishop c4, avoiding usually whenever white is going bishop c4, they are avoiding knight f3, knight f6 Petrov. So bishop c4, knight f6, d3, bishop c5, knight f3, knight c6. They reach to Italian. Short castle, bishop g5, bishop e7. This is known. Yes, whenever white is going bishop g5, then h6 and bishop e7 back to avoid being pinned along h4 d8 diagonal. So bishop g3 attacking the pawn, d6, a4, king h8, c3, knight h7, a5. Here, like rook b8. Why he really played rook b8? What's the point of rook b8? Avoiding a6, b6, bishop d5, but why not a6? Okay, rook b8, d4. Yes, what should black do now? Yes, black is having bishop f6. Black can go like knight g5. Black can go bishop g4. Yes, I think bishop f6 or knight g5, or even maybe bishop g4. Ah, I apologize. With the rook on b8, now d5 is a huge threat. So if you go knight g5, then after d5 you can resign. Knight is simply trapped on c6. So knight f3 takes. The same with bishop g4. So bishop f6 is really working because now e7 square is available. Yeah, usually d4, d5 ideas are not much for white, since black is always having some square with the knight to retreat, but surprisingly with the rook on b8 not much squares are available. Yes, bishop f6, if I take, it takes d, which is possible move. Yes, you can take with the knight, you can take also with the pawn. Yes, again I'm having bishop g4 or knight g5. No, I don't like knight g5 much. Bishop g4 is an option to play. Like, how are we? Yes, how do you want to protect your pawns? Because knight bd2, I will take knight d4, knight c3, I will already play maybe some knight g5 or bishop f3. Yes, it is interesting. Yes, and Manuel Peterson went a5, stopping all kind of b5 ideas. And yes, I don't like Zavan's knight d7 move, because what was the point of going knight d7? It would have been probably better to have knight on f6, but still, he does have this. The problem is h6, bishop g5. Whenever you go, there is knight d6, knight b7. I wanted to go h6 and bishop g5, trade the bishops, but it's not really possible because of knight d6, knight takes b7. Yes, what should black do? Yes, it is complicated. White has many useful moves, including knight d2. Maybe trying short castle, but okay. What else? Yes, knight d2 or bishop e3, knight d2. Yes, with the knight on d2, you can also consider going knight e3. Yes. So far, I like white's position. So far, I like it. And short castle has been played. And we see here knight c4. And for some reason, Vaid and Lian decided to take, which is possible very much, but why? And is he planning to go rook e3? With rook e3, I'm not sure, because knight g4 is always there. Yes, if knight e5, d takes is there, d6, bishop d6. You have bishop a3. Yes, you have bishop a3. Maybe he does want to go bishop a3, which is actually a very unpleasant move, I should say. Wow. Position is collapsing. Knight e5 is a threat. Yes, I don't see how can black save the pawn. Maybe g6. Otherwise, if even you go there, then knight e5 comes. And doesn't matter, knight e7 or bishop e7, in the end d6 finishes the game. So you should go g6. Yes, g6 is there. And yes, you aren't losing anything. So if takes. No, but this can be unpleasant, of course. Takes. Knight d2. Yes. Vaisukesyan is taking too much time. In the end, he will need... Yes, he should go a3. Why doesn't he like it? Bishop a5 probably. Otherwise, if you takes, then I'm more than happy with my position. Yes, even if bishop e6, yes, as I said, c4 is there. I can also consider e4 maybe. Takes. Knight takes e4. This can be dangerous. Yes. No, but I'm fine with c4 also. Or I can maybe take and then here trying e4. Yes, 6 people are watching us. Yes, we should today cross or set some records. Yes, as I noticed here we have Cha-Cha Chess streaming. Cha-Cha is not online, but he was streaming. Actually, no any ideas who.
Okay guys, today we're coming back to King Games. Today it's 8th round, I think. One is playing against an international master, 2474.
Yes, no ideas who is he. Yes, 94. Wow, interesting. Okay, if knight b6, knight c5, knight f6, bishop f3 is the idea, probably. Okay, let's try to figure out how do we equalize. Okay, knight f6, let's say I do play, or do I have anything else? I have, of course, I have bishop f6 as well. But I was thinking about knight f6. You go bishop f3, yes, And I was thinking about bishop c5. Yes, you should play bishop e3. And I was thinking about knight d5 to go. So what is happening? What is happening? Am I just fine? Like bishop d5, I will just take it. You have some jumps like knight c6, knight d6. Yes, I don't like something like this. Knight e3 and I'm fine, of course. Like knight e6 you go. Bishop e3 is losing. Bishop e6, bishop c5, you are better. Knight e3, yes, you can be better. F takes c loses. Knight d8, knight d1, I'm probably fine. Though you can maybe pose some more problems. So you take, yes, takes. Yes, this is also forcing line, like takes, and here I should take with the king or with the rook. We can also go this and take here on d1. Yes, it is interesting to go knight f6, bishop c5. I don't like knight c5, though I'm having it. Bishop f3. Where are you going to develop your knight? Our chat is very passive today. Knight f6 is an option to play. Knight c5, but what do I want? If yes, you can also go some queen f3 maybe. Can just come back. My bishop does not have squares. If I go something like this, then you have bishop e3. And some small issues are there. Knight e5 I can consider not allowing bishop f3. Yes, but you will play some bishop b3 or maybe even bishop a2. You can also go bishop e4. Yes, it is interesting. White is trying to pose some small problems, and Manuel goes bishop e3 with the idea to play knight bd2 later on. And black is simply, and now we are just asking ourselves why black went knight f6 to d7. They would simply have knight on f6. Knight simply doesn't do anything on d7. Yes, it is very unpleasant position. Maybe even the strongest move here is to go knight f6 back, but of course it's not. The idea, another idea can be that whenever you go knight d2, black can jump knight d4. Let's say I'm going h6, you go knight d2 and I'm jumping knight d4. Yes, your bishop is trapped and this is some achievement. But obviously Manuel wants to develop knight on d2. But let's say h6, I do go, and I go knight d4. What is happening here? What is happening here? I'm threatening knight c2, and c takes, I'm just fine. You can take there also, but no, it's definitely fine. White is not worse, of course, but black as well does not have any issues. Yes, you have rook here. Yes, and the problem is I'm not threatening anything at all. With my knight on d4, I'm not threatening anything, so I will be just going knight b5. You know, I like my knight on b5. I like my knight on b5. So g6. G6 by Zaven Andresian, and he's planning to go f5, I guess. Let's say knight bd2. Yes, we don't have much options, so knight d2 is the most logical. It's not like bishop is doing anything on e3, of course it doesn't do. Yes, but g6, probably the idea is f5 to play. With the f4, I'm not going to take it, I will go f3, and maybe Zaven is really considering this, and then maybe h5, g4. Does look weird, honestly speaking, but he is experienced, and the level of Zaven's average move is very, very high. Like what I'm saying, I will try to explain. Let's imagine me, any other chess player, and Zaven. So his average move level is very high. So he can make maybe some tactical mistakes, maybe some positional mistakes, but generally his average move level is quite high. So g6 was played, and Manuel is taking his time. I don't see honestly much except going knight bd2. Yes, knight bd2, f5 probably is the idea, and f4 is threatening. I have knight b3, but where I'm really going, so f3 I will try, and maybe he wants this with the ideas to go h5, g4. It's not much, of course, but and then king is always coming to f7. So let's say whenever we are really trying to trade light squared bishops, then king is always coming f7 and will take on e6. So here what can Manuel do? Maybe going knight b3, but it does look everything well protected. Maybe he tries to jump. Yes, we have problems with the d2. Yes, and let's say h3, h5, something like this. Yes, interesting. Yes, Manuel is taking his time. a3 was played, so bishop a5, bishop a2. Yes, very logical move, bishop a2. Not really making any commitments. Yes, and overall very useful move. Bishop goes a2, and bishop e6 by Praneshem. So what are we having here? It does look interesting, and if I take bishop e6, how does he want to take? With the queen probably, or f takes c? So obviously here d takes c ideas aren't working because of queen takes c5, but already here I'm having this, and I just want to see what's the point. Why d takes c, and b4 is coming next. So yes, black will just not queen c5, of course, because of b4. This is the idea. This is the idea, I guess. So b takes c does not make any sense, and if you take, I just go knight a4, and I take on c5 back, and I'm of course fine with such a ruined structure as white has. Yes, I like how Brownish is playing. So what if bishop e6? If you, for example, take, then I'm just winning a pawn, and then before is coming. Though I should say that even something like here, after b4, you can go bishop c7 with some compensation along dark squares, but maybe you can even take f takes c. What's the problem with f takes c? I don't see much problems with this. So let's say takes, queen c5 is not working, but I will take, and I will jump with the knight and take on c5 back with the knight. Yes, I don't think we are really ready for something like this. And then some nice c4 or any other square before is coming, going bishop c7 back. It's probably too much. And while still is taking his time, he is already quite behind on clock, which is some something. So knight d2 has been played by Manuel Petrosian. I'm expecting f5 by Zaven. What else? Otherwise, why you played g6? So f5, bishop h6. Let's see if he takes, g takes. Do I have anything here? Do I have, or yes, e takes, g takes can be played. Yes, this can be done, and now with the idea, maybe bishop f4. Do I have it? Do I have this idea? Do I have it? Yes, you have, of course. Like e takes f, rook e6 is coming with superior position for white along light squares. Yes, I can push e4, but I don't like much. I will be going bishop f6, not having much threats, of course, but yes, you can go knight f3 here. Yes, you are forcing me to play some e4, and I can jump to g5 even. Yes, I can jump to g5 even. So that's why Zaven is taking his time. Yes, once again, it's hard to say. Like you can prepare f5. You can go f5, but I don't like f5. Honestly, I don't like it because of e takes f. And here, yes, here I'm simply. I was thinking about f4, but this is fine for probably for black after some e4. Yes, but maybe bishop f4. You know, such a weird move, which does look interesting. Maybe. Yes, Zaven is taking his time. And nice e5 by Hovik Karapetyan. So queen f3 is an option to play, but I like bishop f3. Yes, why not bishop f3? And queen f3 has been played. Queen f3 has been played. So what is happening if I try to do something like crazy? It does not probably work. Yes, I have bishop f6. I was trying to make this work, but this is like queen takes, queen d5, knight f5. This is very dangerous. This is very unpleasant. You don't need this. So what about bishop f6? But I will be just playing not really rook d1, maybe bishop e3. And thus bishop f6, I guess, is Hovik's idea. Because what to do? Yes, you can go knight f5, but yes, even something like bishop e6 can work now. And if bishop e3, I think he wants to take and go bishop e6. No, but this does not work. This is very risky. Like, what about bishop e6? I'm more or less fine. Yes, bishop c5, bishop d5 is there, but I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all. So what's the point? What's the idea? Knight e6 I don't like at all. Bishop f6 is possible move to play. Yes, you can go bishop f6, forcing me to go bishop e3, and maybe here something like bishop g4 now. But always bishop g4, I'm having this tactical idea of, do I lose any? Yes, I'm pawn up. Yes, it is interesting to see. And Zaven goes f5. Zaven goes f5, and here I like e takes f, g takes f, and not really f4 because of e4. Yes, but I like something like bishop f4. So if you take bishop c4, then but wait, am I blundering something? Wow. How tricky Zaven is actually. Bishop f4. I was thinking that I found something interesting, because if you go e4, then your structure is not flexible anymore. So it is possible, but you know, bishop c4 might work surprisingly. So if I take bishop c4, you go something like king g7, and surprisingly I'm losing maybe piece. Like bishop e3 f4, bishop g3 f4. The only move remains bishop d5, with the idea if I take bishop c6. But here, I guess at least moving the bishop to f6 can be very interesting. Wow. Yes, Manuel is yes, bishop h6 I have. This is interesting. This can be interesting because rook f6, bishop g5. So you will be playing some rook f7, or maybe even rook e8. Wow. Bishop h6 by Manuel Petrosian. So what should we expect from Zaven Andresian? Rook is hanging. Rook f7 I don't like at all. So rook e8 probably. And what are we having here? What are we having here? Now this bishop is in some danger. Bishop on h6 is in some danger. So either he wants to take on f5 and g-take, oops, what? Yes, this, and maybe something like knight f3. Yes, or he wants to go knight f3 directly. Yes, knight f3, and maybe knight g5 ideas are also there. Yes, knight b6, knight e3. Yes, he takes g takes, so knight f3, let's say I go. What am I threatening? Yes, I'm threatening e takes f. I'm threatening You are actually in some trouble. You are actually in some trouble. But f4 might work. F4 can be very annoying move. But what if I go knight g5? Yes, knight g5, and here in this or in that way I can just trade my bishop. But how? No, knight f8 I don't like much. I like more, no, bishop f6, there is knight d6. So bishop f8 I'm having. Yes, but this is unpleasant position, of course. Let's leave Zaven. Let's leave all these important decisions to Zaven. So knight f3. Yes, he's in some trouble, I would say. Yes, I don't like the whole idea with g6 f5, though it's still playable. Yes, knight f3. Now either rook f7 or rook e8. Rook e8 is the strongest probably, and I do go knight f3. Let's say I don't like taking and going knight f3. Knight f3 is probably even stronger. And what can black do here? What can black do in this position? What should they do? Bishop f6 ideas aren't really working. Bishop f8, but I don't like this at all. Like what? I'm threatening this knight g5. I'm threatening it x7. And then taking this pawn on e5. So I was thinking about f4, which does look interesting, but you have knight g5. And bishop g5, I am in trouble. And here I can go bishop f7, which is possible. And what are we having? And Manuel goes it x7. Knight f3 was also possible, so Manuel goes it x7. G takes f is probably the strongest. And what does he want? I guess he simply wants to play knight f3. But why he went it x7? Why he decided to commit? Yes, not yes, he went for it, not allowing f4 ideas maybe. Yes, if you take with the bishop on f5, which is possible, but of course it does not look at all fine for black. So g takes f, knight f3, and what here black should do? What here black should do? I'm having what I'm having. Hard to say. Probably e4 is the move to play. Bishop c4, bishop c4, very unpleasant position. Bishop f6, do I have it, I guess. Yes, I can go bishop f6, but knight d6 is coming, no? Knight d6, knight b7 is coming. And yes, Zaven is taking his time. Yes, let's say I push e4 and knight g5 is coming. What is happening here? How bad black's position is. Yes, but now I was trying, but knight d3 is coming. So if something like bishop d5, knight d3 is almost finishing the game. So g takes f and knight f3. Knight f3, no doubts, Manuel is going to play knight f3. So e4, knight g5, and what if I try something like this? Do I have it? Yes, you can, but I'm not forced to take and let's say, take on e6. So here you are more or less fine with knight takes e6. But I will start with knight e6, forcing you to take. And here I will just take now. And this can be really unpleasant for black. What else are we having? Knight g5. Yes, I guess bishop f8 is the move to play. I'm just taking. You are going to take. Yes, and I'm not forced at all to take your bishop. I have like bishop f4 or bishop any other square. Yes, knight f3 was played. Yes. Yes, Manuel is definitely doing better. Yes, and wow. Bishop b1 was played. Very interesting decision by Sukesian. And after h6, e4. Wow, this is insane. This is insane. Yes, bishop b1, such a good move. Yes, if you, let's say, take, I can always take with the e-pawn, let's say. So h6 was played, useful move, but e4. So now Pranesh is in huge trouble. Pranesh is in huge trouble. Yes, I am threatening e5, and c takes d, e5 is coming. No, but the line goes. We should like c takes d. I don't see anything better than taking here. So e5. And what do I have? I guess I should take d takes c. Now you have b4 and you have e takes f. So let's say e takes f. I go queen c5. What do you play here? Yes, I guess you are kind of forced. You have king h1 as well, which forces me actually to go bishop f5. Bishop f5, you should take. I'm taking, you are taking there. C takes b2. Yes, but this is very unpleasant position, of course, for black. This means that he is in huge trouble. Bishop c3. I can even go e5, you know. I can even go e5. Wow, he's in huge trouble, actually. He is in huge trouble. I don't even see a move for him to make. Wow. That's why. And here what so queen f3, bishop e6 was played. Wow, nice tactical idea. Did not see it. Yes, the point is being that yes, if knight e6 there is f takes c and you can resign already. You are going to lose your bishop. So bishop e6, very nice tactical move by Hovi Khairapetyan. Knight f5. Bishop takes d5, queen d5. Of course, queen d5 now loses a piece, but black doesn't need at all. And rook e8 was played. And what are we expecting here? Yes, in a different ways, white has equality, but probably not more than. I can go queen f3, trying to keep them. I can also take queen takes c7, going some move with the bishop. Yes. Oh, yes, and this is better position, of course, for white. Wow, crazy things are happening. there. Wow, insane. So here, so knight c4 was played, and for some reason, yes, some queen c7 move is also there, some other move. Queen d5, queen f3, h6, stopping knight g5. Yes, bishop e3 takes, knight d7. Yes, around equal position. White is much ahead on clock. And what are we having here? So bishop, it was played knight a3, knight c2, e5. Yes, it is possible you can d4 pawn is hanging, so e5 was played, bishop g5, takes, but now knight is far away from, c2 knight is far away from e4 square, so knight d2, and other squares are also possible to go. Queen g6, Edgar Harapetian went, now rook e1, d3 pawn is not really hanging because of bishop e4, so a5, stopping all kind of b4 ideas, so knight e4, bishop e7, knight a3, knight is going to b5, bishop b4, rook f1, f5, knight d2, e4, d takes f4. Yes, Edgar is playing very interesting chess, and not really sure how correct his ideas are, but he's trying, like in this position. Yes, otherwise knight is on e4 and white is threatening to go knight b5 to f5, knight d2. I'm sure that many other moves before f5 and after f5 are possible, so e4 and here f4. Yes, quite complicated. Of course, Zavan is taking his time. What else to do? Here white is already being, yes, of course. Actually, so far, e4, you know, bishop b4, knight b6, b5, bishop b4, so knight b6. Yes, even here bishop f5. Bishop c3, b takes c, bishop, knight e4. e4. Yes, he is in huge trouble, as you can see. Pranashem, one of the leaders, is in huge trouble. Like g6, going g6, allowing bishop h6. Yes, c takes d, e5, and queen c5, e takes f, d3, queen f2. So the best engine is suggesting is, I'm expecting him to go, you know, maybe this, for maybe something like this, and queen c5. So he is in huge trouble. One of the leaders is in huge trouble, and e4 has been played, knight g5. And let's try to figure out how can Zaven Andresian play, because Zaven is also in some trouble. Because I don't see how are we going. Bishop d5, knight e3. Game is about to be over. d5 is hanging, f5 is hanging. Bishop c4 is not working, so you can take, but this is very unpleasant. This is almost lost. Knight is jumping to d6. Yes, you have this, but I don't like this at all. I think here the move should be bishop f7 by Zaven. The move should be bishop f7 by Zaven. It's a very concrete position. I should say, because if you somehow manage to go 95, maybe you are not at all that much worse. Yes, I'm having here 93. I'm of course having some rook d1 moves. I can always take, and I'm slightly better always. Bishop e2 is not much. King g6 can be there, so bishop should come to f4 back. Yes, this is also a very unpleasant position for Zaven to play. Like knight f8 maybe. He can try knight f8. Yes, but anyway, position remains quite unpleasant. So knight g5, what will he do? You know, the very weird thing is that you don't need f5 at all. If you don't go f5, then it is very hard for white to maybe break through. Like knight b6 is there definitely, and even if Zaven wouldn't push his g-pawn, then always after knight d2, knight d4 ideas would have been there. So he went, he took knight f3 and knight g5. So what else can we suggest? Bishop f8 is much worse than what I probably suggest by going bishop f7. What about knight f8? Do I have this weird move or not, dear viewers? Maybe this is Zaven's idea. If I take, you just take. And still game goes on, you know. Still game goes on, though I should say that this is concrete. This is very concrete. And I think you are just going to have, like, this is almost over. Pawn is hanging. The only way to keep it, to push it. Yes, but this is just very bad. Knight f5 is coming. No. Knight f8 isn't really working. But not much moves actually left. Probably bishop f7 is the move to play. Yes, I can also go knight e3. What about knight e3? Yes, knight e3, bishop g5, just bishop g5, and then f5 is hanging. So bishop g6, there is of course bishop c4. Game is about to be over. Yes, this is, Zaven is in some huge trouble. Yes, you can push f4, but here again, like in a different ways, I can maybe jump knight f5. Yes, he's in huge trouble. Yes. Let's see where he really went wrong. Yes, it is interesting that after d5, engine is showing plus 2 and more. So d takes c, d takes c, queen d8, rook d8, knight d2. Yes, h5, g6, bishop e6, bishop e7, a4. Yes, knight d7. Not very good move. Yes. Yes, this is, let's say, more or less playable position. White is no doubt being better. So, and knight f3 would have been, for some reason, even stronger. Yes, and here engine is saying bishop f8 is the only move. Bishop f8 takes, and again we are having problems with these engines. So they are showing better, and then yes, bishop d5, knight e3, bishop f7, knight e3. So Manuel is doing much better, but maybe he's in in order to win the tournament without sharing it with anyone else, he should beat Zaven. Otherwise, because like one of them will at least score 7 points, and for the time being, it's Vahe. Yes, but I'm sure like other players, probably not in Pogosyan Harapetyan game is going to end in a draw, but here I'm expecting someone to win, and most likely Emin Ohanyan. Let me check my... Yes, just a second. Okay, I see. Yes, dear friends, let's continue. Yes, Zavan is taking his time, Pranash as well, and Queen f3 has been played. So what should Black do? What should Black do? Bishop f8, I assume. Yes, maybe going just bishop f8. You can also go bishop f6, which is as well a decent move to play. The white is active. White is active for some reason. Yes, I was trying to make this work, but at least bishop e3 is there. And what after we left here and f5 was played, so e takes f, e4, knight e1, d5, and bishop to b3. What are we having? This is so complicated. I guess bishop f5 is the move to consider. What else? So bishop f5, and white is having knight c2, knight d3 ideas. Maybe also white is having some... Yes, I like white's position, honestly. It takes... I can go knight c2, knight d3. I don't think I need my knight here. I can go knight d2, but knight only makes sense on d2 if I'm going to play f3. So I'm expecting this move to... Yes, and then knight is coming e3. We are putting some pressure on d5. I think black really needs to trade these bishops. Yes, it is interesting. This bishop doesn't do much. So something like this I'm expecting. Knight is coming e3, bishop takes g3, let's say. Yes, but here you have choice between taking f takes g and taking h takes g. F takes c is also very much possible. Later on knight d2, queen e2. H takes g as well. I can go knight e7, I can go bishop e6. Yes. What else Korshunov is thinking about? Yes, this knight does not have moves. No, probably bishop f5. What else? You have knight g5, but knight e3. What do you want? Bishop e6 back, probably. And then I can choose between knight d2. This, if bishop d5, my idea was to take. Yes, here I can take b takes rook b2. I think this is also fine for black. No, you should take, queen takes d6. Knight is coming to e3. And here black is having choice between going knight e7. That's why you shouldn't take. You should go knight e3. I think it's better and much safer for white to let black take on g3. If I take, you can take f takes, h takes. And bishop f8 was played. This was probably the strongest. Takes, and here any of these moves. And if black would manage to trade dark squared bishops, then black would be having like anyway unpleasant position, but not as much. So bishop g5 and bishop f4 are the moves. And yes, Pronish took already more than... He didn't see that e5 is coming. So, dark horse of Karen Asrian Memorial for the time being is via Sukyasia. Let's see how he is finishing his... He's going to finish his last round game, but so far he's impressive. So what about this? So instead of going any bishop a3, which was interesting with the knight e5 threat, so knight d2 was played, bishop goes back to a6 c4. Again, bishop c4 is not working. Why not c5? Why not c5? Did he see it? Bishop a3 was played, okay. Bishop f8, rook c1, g6, knight e3, knight d7. You know, it's a fight, it's a game. Vahe is ahead on clock. And yes, I think he is doing good. He's doing good. Because bishop isn't doing anything on a6. And we are ready for some h5. Yes, our pieces, many of them at least, are ready to jump. And it is interesting. Rook b8. And Tornike went knight b5. Tornike went knight b5, and what about knight e5? Yes, I can take. I can go f3, bishop h1. And white king is very safe. So what about knight e5? What if I try knight e5? Though hard to say, like, what do you really want with this knight e5 move? Okay, I'm not going really to take this pawn, but why? What do you want? It is interesting. Wow, insane. Insane. How good Sergei Korshunov is playing. b6. A takes b, rook takes b6. And now it does not let white to go knight c2. It's not a big deal, like I can go knight d2 and knight c2. If I that much want, I can just go it and then... So Arthur is having all the chances to to win this game. Yes, so bishop takes d2, queen takes d2, f3, bishop h1, and you know, this is interesting position. Hard to say who is better and why. Like bishop h3, bishop maybe e6, maybe knight e5. Yes, knight e5 should be. Black should try to create some attack along and attack h2 square. Not only creating attack, but also attacking h2 pawn. Like going knight e5 can be interesting. We shouldn't pay much attention to d4 pawn. Let me check our chat. Hello, Angie. How are you doing? Or how are you doing, my friend? Yes, I'm trying to cover last round of Karen Asrian Memorial. Wow. Wow. Do you remember, dear viewers, young Romanian player Edward Henry Edward Tudor? Yes, probably I'm pronouncing not correctly. Yes, I just see that he is 12-year-old and he won under 20 Romanian junior championship. Yes, it is something. Yes, at the age of 12. Wow, impressive. Let me just go to chess results. Let me see. Where is Romania? R. Yes, it's here. So where can we find? Probably somewhere here. What? Did not manage. Under 14, 18, 10, 12. Where is? Okay, let's see any of them. But under. No, but it's not here. But how can we find the tournament? How can we find it? Wow. Yes, I remember Angie. Angie is saying that he played Henry, and Henry won in in a tournament in Serbia. Yes, in Grenke he drew his game against Arjun Erigaisi. Yes, but at the age of 12, winning national junior championship, like under 20, and Romania has some very good junior players. So how can we find dear friends, like any chance we can find the championship? What is this? Yes, it's not. Okay, let me. Where is chess results? Oh, this is. Yes, in Grenke Open Tournament, Edward Henry Tudor drew against Arjun Erigaisi, though Arjun was completely winning, but game ended in a draw. Okay, let's say here, somewhere here. But this is a Romanian championship. Yes, it's not easy at all to find, but at least we trust Chessbase India, and they had an interview with him. Yes. So bishop h3, I'm expecting rook e1, and maybe he just wants to go rook d8. Was bishop h3 precise? Bishop h3 is possible. Even going queen g5, you know, with the idea queen g5 h takes g and then g4, or bishop h3 g4. Yes, black is anyway being better. So what are we having? And Manuel is taking his time. Manuel is taking his time. It means position is not at all easy for him. But what's the issue? What's the issue? Anje, please, can you help us to find the under 20 Romanian junior championship standings? I'm just interested to see who else played in that championship. So eventually bishop f4 by Manuel Petrosian, and here let's see what will Zaven Andresian do. Position is very unpleasant, like white is having pair of bishops, and maybe bishop h6 is the move to play. Maybe. Yes, 95. Zaven didn't even spend much time and went 95. So what is happening? Of course not bishop takes e5. I have rook d1, which is a decent move to consider. I can go knight e3 as well, but I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like going knight e3. You know, allowing knight d3. No, this is not. So rook d1, or maybe the other rook, but rook a d1 is fine. Not knight e5, knight e5. I can, of course, bishop e5 we are not even considering. So knight e3 and rook a d1. Knight e3 we don't like, rook d1 is the move. So knight c4 you don't have, bishop d3 you also don't have. And why, let's say, I'm not better. Maybe this is the point behind. Maybe this is the point behind. Let's say I'm taking, and this is some counterplay. Definitely this is some counterplay. But maybe it's important to continue, because if I go f3, this is anyway better for white. So what else am I having? Knight d3, knight d3, bishop d3. No, that we don't like at all. I can take knight e5 if I really want, and maybe here goes some rook a1. I'm better, no doubts. Another move is like, do I have this weird move of f3? Not really. Knight d3 jumping, and black is threatening to go knight e5. So rook d1. Zaven really might have intention to go. Yes, he has this rook d8, and still white is being better, much better, but so rook e8 is an option. And what did Manuel Petrosian play? He took with the bishop. What am I missing? Really, bishop e5? Yes, knight e5. What does he want? Like knight b6, knight e3, knight e5. Yes, he can of course take, and he's anyway slightly better. So rook and f4. Wow. Wow. What is this? What is this? He didn't see anything better than this? Wow, let's check, dear friends. Wow, insane. Rook a d1, bishop e5, knight e5, f4. Wow. Nicely played by... Yes, this was very hard. I was thinking to maybe jump knight d3, but here some move with the rook, like, if I'm not mistaken, rook a d1 was there. Yes, interesting way, interesting approach by Manuel Petrosian. Yes, takes f4. Yes. We aren't having questions. So, and the problem is being like, you can of course go knight c6 or any other square with the knight. So later on, long-term idea, Manuel wants to go g3 and then bishop h3, knight e3, attacking the pawn and taking it. Yes, interesting, very interesting way of... Wow. So knight h7 was played, d5, bishop d7, e5, and h7, knight is hanging. So as you can see, f5 we just take. So g6, e6. Yes, Vahe is just crushing. Vahe is just crushing, no doubts. Usually I have doubts, any low-rated player to beat even much better positions against higher rated players. But here in this case, in Vahe's case, I don't have any doubts that he is going to win against Brownish. He's winning. Bishop h6 is coming, like whatever, like this. I have even d6 and then e7. This is like maybe even more than 10. No. F takes C is the only move. Queen g6, queen g7, d takes c, and then game is about to be over. Yes. Yes, Brownish didn't play well, and now he's suffering. Yes, knight c6, by the way, by Zaven Andreasyan position is very unpleasant for him, and something like g3 with the idea bishop h3. You can also go rook d1. I guess rook d1 should be considered. Yes. Yes, thank you, Anji. So championship 2024 Open under 20. So yes, but he played some 2001, 2003, 2315, 2281, 2280, 1992, 2235, 2301. Yes, nothing, no one really higher rated. Yes, it's impressive that Romania does not have higher rated players under 20, age of under 20. Yes, only one 2300 player, Tudor played. Thank you, Anji. Yes. So white is definitely much better in Manuel Pedrosian Zaven Andreasyan game, and rook d1 was played. Yes, taking also control over d file, and g3 will always come as a very useful move. And f takes c was played, and already some yes, I'm sure knight e5 is also much better. Queen g6, something like this. Such a good position. Yes, bishop f8, bishop e3 has been played here. Still, Hovik is having some small issues. Yes, Emin is doing definitely better, though position remains playable. And Eric Hakopian yes, he will try to do his best, and we should say that except him, except Vaesukesian, I'm also impressed by the level of, by the quality of play, and by Eric Hakopian. If I'm not mistaken, in Blitz tournament he scored 7 points out of 9. And what yes, actually here, oh, b6, such a good move. Wow, it's interesting. f3 or knight c2, just ignoring, you know. Here I thought just a takes rook b6, and I'm playing knight d2, and I completely forgot that bishop a6 is coming. Takes knight c2, and Arthur is in trouble, surprisingly. It would have been better just to ignore a5 pawn and continue the development with knight c2, but now he's in some trouble. Yes, rook goes back to e8, and yes, knight e3, g3 are the moves to consider. How does Zaven want to, for example, if I do, yes, I can go g3, which is a useful move. I can also play knight e3, but maybe does he want to go this? But here the problem is being that I go check, you go here, I go this, and if this bishop d7 finishes the game. But what if you take and you go king f6? Yes, this is very much possible. And now bishop d7 is very interesting. I go rook d8, let's say. You probably start with check. King f7 is losing. King here. And what is this? What is this actually? This remains kind of unclear. And what about rook d6? Do I have such a move? Actually, I don't need any of them. I don't need any of them. I can just go maybe this. Yes, with the ideas rook d6 or rook d7. So knight e3 I'm expecting. And yes, knight e3, the problem can be that Zaven wants to maybe take here. And now I'm not really ready to take with the knight, though I can, but here I'm going to lose this pawn, but this is also fine, though bishop c4 ideas are stopped. No, but here, let's say if I take, and if I go, this is just fine for black. Yes, anyway, slightly unpleasant, no doubts. But king is coming. Bishop c4, king g7, bishop e6 is always, king f6 is there. You have such ideas, but it's not. Bishop e2. Wow. Wow, another classy move. Bishop e2. Bishop is coming to h5, forcing opponent to. But wait, is it over? Is it over? Bishop e2. Let's say, dear friend, dear viewer, I go king g7. What's the problem in my position? So you go bishop h5, you force me to take, I'm taking, and I go rook d8, forcing you to take, and I take here. Is this position so bad for me? It is bad, but how bad? Like, why not king g7? Knight b6 is not really working, or it is working. Knight b6, okay. What do you want? So the only idea I see behind bishop e2, actually I see two ideas. One is rook d8, rook d8, rook d1, and the other is to go bishop h5. So if you really take and you go here something like rook d1. No, but this does look anyway unpleasant, but yes, I can just go king f6 maybe. Yes, if you really want to go this, force me to take, and something like this. What is happening? Why I am so bad? Maybe you want some knight e3? Yes, you can go knight e3, but once again, yes, now if rook d1, bishop d1 is coming, but I have this, no? No, honestly, I don't really understand bishop e2, but probably Manuel knows what he is doing. And let's see here. Whoa, wait. So takes this, takes bishop e8, and now let's see. So takes this, rook f6. Maybe he's getting some chances. I don't think. Yes, other moves aren't winning. Yes, d takes c95 is also winning. Okay, takes. Yes, but he's already 2 pawns up, and he's having very active pieces. Bishop e7. So I was probably blundering something. Yes, he could. So bishop e2, bishop e7. Yes, king g7 was also there. So the point is not to just do anything concrete, just slowly activating the position by going king f2. So white pieces are just dominating. And knight e3 has been played. Yes, and it is very weird, like why not king g7? I think anyway you want to bring your king closer to f5 pawn. Zavan goes this, knight e3 by Manuel, attacking the pawn, and yes, no doubts, Zavan is kind of planning to play bishop d6. I would play king g7. And bring king to f6. Anyway, position would have been very, very unpleasant for black. So let me switch this off, and let's continue checking. Yes, bishop d6 it is showing, and knight f5, bishop f4 probably. Yes, what are we having here? Rook g6. Yes, you can always go h4. And you know, slowly black is getting some chances. What are we having here? Yes, probably knight takes c5. Yes, f takes c, you can take. Yes, we don't have much questions. Yes, third hour is going. Yes, 2.5 hours players are playing. Yes, I should take on e5. I guess I like more taking with the knight, and f takes c, probably the idea later on, trying to come rook h1 and take on h5. Can we kind of ignore knight on e5, just going rook c7? We can actually, we can. Yes, which makes some sense. So the main question is being to trade the bishop or the knight. I like more honestly taking with the knight, and f takes c, maybe going king f7 and king g6. If this, king g6, It's not much, of course. You can double your rooks on h-file and take later on. Yes, because here whenever a3, probably b3 is following, and if b3, I guess you just take with the c pawn and then go a3. Yes, white is maybe better. White is worse. White is worse. So knight takes e5, rook c7 is possible move to play. Knight e5, f takes e, king f7 is there, and rook h1, king g6. Wow, it's insane. It's insane. It does not look. Yes, bishop d6 has been played by, and h4 by Danielian. Wow, what is this? So this looks so tricky, so tricky. I don't like what Ovi Karapetyan has done. But maybe it works. Maybe it works. Maybe it does work. Yes, but I'm having bishop d4. I'm having some queen g4 ideas. It's so unpleasant to. Maybe he's in control. Maybe he's in control. But for example, bishop d4. How does he want to continue? Yes, something like queen b3. No, queen b3, there is knight h6 check, and game is over. G takes queen g4, king h8, knight f7, and this time pawn up. So bishop d4, but you can go even queen g6 if you want. Wow, what is happening? I mean, really prepared all his forces for f5 push, and eventually he went for it. Yes, but I like very harmoniously white pieces are placed. We don't care much about c4. I don't think f takes g is working really, but I can at least go queen c2. Yes, if you take c takes d, I have choice between taking with the knight with the pawn. I will prefer taking with the pawn. Obviously, if you take, I just start sacrificing. Yes, this should be very promising for me. Like rook f1 is coming. Yes, you know, if white is playing f4, f5 with the pawn on g7, it does not look good for white. But with pawn on g6, it looks so dangerous for black. Like what to do? Like what to do with the black? Yes, c4, queen c2, knight e4 I'm having. Knight e4 I'm having, f takes, f takes. Yes, I guess I should try knight e4. I guess I should try it. I guess I should jump knight e4. What can you do? You're always having some knight c3, knight g3 ideas to trade my knight. You can take, of course, there. And my idea is not f6. F takes g to take. Knight e7 is nothing, probably. Queen is coming to e6 always. Knight f7 is nothing. Rook f7 you can go, but it's nothing. I guess knight g3 is the move to play, or maybe knight c3. Something like this. Or from the other side of the board. Because anything else like f takes g can be a threat. I can try maybe rook f8 going. It is interesting. Yes, g3 has been played and not much. Knight e7 should be the move, I guess. No. What's wrong with knight e7? If you play knight c4, then we are more or less fine with bishop c7. Let's see how white is going to win here. How white is going to win. And knight c4, bishop c7, bishop c4, king g7. I will try to play. Yes, bishop h5, rook f8. Yes, position is very unpleasant for Zaven Andresian, but I think knight e7 is anyway the only possible move to play. But what I am blundering, because maybe he does want to go bishop c7. Bishop h5, rook f8. I will try, and yes, you can. My idea is to go bishop c7, and yes, knight e7. Knight e7 was played. So knight c4, bishop c7 is my idea. If bishop c4, king g7, I want to play. You can go bishop d5, bishop e6 is nothing. Bishop h5, rook f8. You can also double your pieces, but you should be careful because rook d2, I guess there is such a tactical idea of bishop f4. G takes f, there is rook d2, and here bishop e3 is working. Maybe rook a3, rook b3, but this does not look very sound. Yes, maybe the move should be this. Of course, you are having such a moves as well, because now if you take, and you go bishop f4, yes, here I don't take rook d8, bishop e3 is coming, I just take here, and game is over because of bishop c4, rook d8, rook d1. Yes, but do you really think trading the knights and then trying to attack? Knight d5, yes, it is very much possible. I do have such a weird move of king f7. I do have it. And if check, something like this. No, but this is just so bad. This is so bad. You will just go knight e3. But okay, knight e3. Yes, knight e3 is coming, I guess. Yes, if knight d5, I have also this such ideas like king g7. Maybe trying to. Yes, Zaven is in huge torture. So this knight c4, bishop goes there. Yes, takes. Yes, Manuel is better. But at the moment I see two players who can really score, except Manuel, of course, who can score 7 points. One is Vahe Sukyasyan and the other is Emin Ohanian. With the huge respect to the rest of the players, I like, for example, Emin's chances. The opposition looks like very complicated, and I know how good Eric Hakopian is playing. Like g5 he went. Was g5 the strongest? Wow, g5 was the strongest. Yes, the move I was suggesting, f takes, queen d1. g5, you know. We don't care. So knight c3, knight g3, where do I go? How do I break? And you know, only 20 moves are played, and another 20 moves remains, and players are having only about 20 minutes and even less, as you can see. So this is going to be really complicated and tensed end of the tournament. So, and he goes for the third pawn after third pawn. So knight e4 is decent move. Obviously rook e6, there is knight f6, rook f6, bishop f6, bishop e4, rook e4. So king g7. So knight takes c5. bishop b6, b4, a5. So now it's the time for but you know Pranesh creates some chances. You know, he is completely lost, but he is creating. Pranesh is. My next Europe trip will be from 20th June to 25th for the next 45 days. Wow, wow, very interesting schedule. Playing so long. Yes, I think some chessable courses you can go through some of them. You can also maybe do a lot of tactics like chess tempo, maybe chess.com. You can also follow some tournaments, and you know, just randomly you open any game like here we are doing. Of course, we are also covering Karen Asrian Memorial, but and what was played? Because it is showing 7 points out of 9. I thought game ended, but probably some technical issues. So you just follow any tournament, then you open tournament, close tournament, you yourself without checking with the engines. You are just trying to figure out what is happening. Like, for example, this position. Let's imagine you just opened and you see this position, and you start working yourself. Like, how would I play? Imagine if this is your game, you are playing, and you start calculating. You know, you don't know the evaluation. You just start like, okay, what is happening? Do I have h5? No, h5 is not working because of bishop f3. Okay, what else do I have? A takes b is a threat. If I move my rook, then knight a3 is coming. And in this way, yes, rook c1 was played. I'm expecting, so if knight a3 is one of the moves. Another move is being a takes b, but a takes b you can even take. So knight a3 should be the move. And what Vaisukyassian really wants to do here, because he does not have knight e5, there is always rook e6. He does not have h5, there is always bishop f3. And in this way you are just working on chess. This is very, very useful and helps any player to improve. Yes, for example, all the ideas what like bishop e5, knight e5, f4 by Manuel Petrosian, it was honestly, of course, maybe in my tournament game I would really see it, but it was something new for me because I thought that I'm having pair of bishops. It's my advantage. Why I should trade them? But you know, sometimes by checking different games, you also learn. You open something new for you. Yes, and bishop d5 was played by Manuel Petrosian. It is interesting. This b7 is hanging. So if takes, game is about to be over. And otherwise, what to do? Like this, bishop e6 is coming. And what's the move? So I'm expecting some move with the... Wait. Do I have such a tricky move? Do I have it? Because if you take bishop c5 is coming. And then you are losing your bishop. So if you take then some bishop c5, but you can just go king f2 and you are doing much better, of course. What about bishop b7? Yes, this is also possible. So the move maybe should be to go bishop c7. Let's say I do take there. You probably go... Yes, you have rook b8 and taking on b2. You can try going here. Yes, but this is also very unpleasant. Like, no one is going to take with the knight, I assume. I should take with the rook. And here maybe the strongest is being... No, but rook d8, I will just take knight c4. What's the move here? What's the move here? For example, yes, bishop d5, and you try to figure out what's the move here. Because it is very hard to make a move. Rook b8, I can just take bishop e4. Or bishop e6. Yes, we couldn't set any records, dear viewers. I was dreaming about to have many people watching us live, but somehow people are not much interested. So bishop c7, yes, bishop takes b7. If I try this, you will take here. I will be going this, but this is like very bad for you. Rook d7. So what else do I have? I can take, and let's say if you take, though you can take with the knight also, like takes, and maybe bishop a5 is the move to play. Yes, but this is like extra pawn, better pieces, bad bishop on a5. It's bad actually. Though engine shows some maybe +1. Wow, what? You know, slowly. So knight a3 was played, of course. What else? And knight d4. And of course, like what else? What else for black to do? A takes b. And let's see, you can take knight c6, b takes c, which is an option to play, but I don't like much. So you can go knight f5. You know, I think white went wrong. Anyway, white is doing much better, but so this is much like rook e6, knight f6. So this, wow. Wow, why Sukesian? He found so many good moves. e7. Oh, he plays like a machine. He plays like a machine. So no chance for Pranesh M. And here rook c4, queen e6. Yes. Atomic is trying his... Wow. So already here, he went bishop e6. You know, bishop f6, bishop e3, knight d3, even bishop g4, so this. Bishop b7 was there. Queen d4, bishop takes a8. Wow. Yes, queen b6, rook c8. Yes, and here engine says that just check, which forces g takes h, check, which forces bishop g7, bishop d4. And now what do you play? What do you play, dear viewer? So except f6 you don't have anything. And here I'm going to play bishop takes f6 most likely. And what to do here? Rook c7, I guess. Yes, rook c7 is the only move. And here what I'm having, like I am having some moves. Yes, if I take rook g7, bishop g7, king g7, then queen c3, queen e5 is coming. I can go something like this, which probably forces you to take on f6, and I take there. It is hard to say who is better and why. Yes, but white is having knight h6, takes, check. Yes, taking, takes, or maybe even here you can go rook e7, Maybe this is also possible. But probably rook c7 is better version for black. Yes, rook c1, and this is maybe Hovik's chance to take the pawn. Because if rook a4, there is rook c1, bishop c1, queen e1, checkmate. If you take rook c8, then so far it's fine. Maybe he doesn't see this. Yes, but it's simply nothing, right? Except 97, so it means that we can maybe move the king. Yes, so far everything is well protected. Will Hovik see knight a4? No doubts he will. And c4 was played. Was c4 the strongest? No, c4 was not. No, c4 was actually. But was it? Like this, c4. Bishop c5, king f2. It's +2 and more. So h5, king e2. Yes. And here Vayasukyan is crushing, and soon he will cross time control. So no doubts. Knight d3. So knight a4 was the move engine was suggesting. So what is this? Like very complicated. So what do I have? Should I take twice on c8? Because anything else I don't see. Like rook c8, rook c8, rook c8, queen c8, queen g4, but like what to do here? Like what to do? If takes, then you just take it with the bishop even. Rook c8, rook c8, rook c8, queen c8, queen d5. So why rook c8 is knight d3 is not working? It does look so interesting. So knight h6, g takes h. And what do you want? Rook c8, rook c8, rook c8, queen c8. Yes, bishop g7 is always there. Bishop h6. Wait. No way this can work. No way. Takes, you should take it. Takes, you should take it. Check. Yes, you should. Yes, this is just lost. This is just lost. Bishop d4, queen c1, but this is working. Oh no. Oh no. But why? What I'm missing? Bishop g7, bishop h6, probably it's some move. Wow. He's going for this line. Bishop h6, and what's the move there actually? Bishop h6. Queen f8. Yes, I apologize. Yes. So he had something like knight h4, knight h6, g takes, queen g4. queen g4, rook g4, bishop g7. No, but that was so hard to see. Yeah, something like this was here, and check. So you should take it, because if bishop g7, yes, I think many reasons are there, like even rook c8 should be winning, like rook c8, queen c8, queen g4. I just take here, I just go bishop takes h6, and this should be game over. Yes, another move is queen e6, which also should finish the game. So if king h8, I guess like many moves are winning, including queen takes e4, queen takes e6. That's why it takes. So you don't have really king h8, rook c8, bishop d4. Yes, and bishop g7, and this is the point. And not bishop d4, of course, bishop h6. No, but this is like very hard to, like rook c1 check is there. Yes, he is going to, he's actually thinking about, yes, doesn't matter how do you start. You can take, yes, so let's say takes, check this, bishop h6, queen f8, and yes, you are forced to take. What else? Takes, and this is very drawish. Just check. Wow, knight e3 by Ovi Karapetyan. He had knight a4, but he did not like it, so knight d3 was not the strongest, but opponent did not figure out. Yes, rook c8, and white is taking his time, and no, white did not make any moves. And h5, h4 was played, just stopping all kind of h4 ideas. And here we are having, yes, even more winning, and yes, some complicated positions are there. So after knight e5, takes, and instead of going king f7, knight b6 was played. Yes, takes, b3, rook a6, rook h1, takes, king f7, takes, rook a2. Yes, I'm expecting, what do we expect? Bishop h6, there is always king g6. Bishop e1, what about c4? D takes c. I thought b takes c, b3, but d takes c. Bishop e1. But like definitely very safe. Yes, and knight h6 is going to be. And what is this like? No, this does look better for white, no? Three pawns and knight for the exchange, which is of course more than enough. Which is more than enough. Yes, and here what a complicated fight. So g5, knight c3 was played. Takes, b4 takes, knight g4. Yes, white is threatening bishop e5 ideas to go. Yes, it's a complicated position, which is much easier to play with the white pieces. Yes. Yes, h5 has been found by Sukesya, and what are we having? h4, king e2. Yes, this is still some hopes can be there for Zalven Andreasyan, but I think he was outplayed by Manuel Petrosyan, and position is winning for Manuel. Yes, like a huge advantage. Yes, it already shows about +3. And let's continue. Yes, Stefan Petrosyan is taking his time. He definitely does he have actually any moves except? No, he has h3, which is like very hard to make it, and especially opponent has queen e6. But knight h6 simply forces a draw, which he doesn't really want to do. He doesn't really want to do. And are we having any? Is he live? He is not. He is not. So instead of going knight d4 and rook f5, oh, yes, no doubts, dear viewers, Vaja Sukhesian will win this game because he was playing like a machine. Yes, rook f8, no, rook f8, bishop h6 is not there, so no, bishop h6 is not there, but h6 check is there. Yes, so it is lost for Pranesh. Yes, we thought that he got good convenient pairing for the last round because he was playing only 22-32 rated player, but we in our previous streams and while we were checking previous rounds, we noticed that Vaja Sukhesian is definitely underrated player, and he once again proved by getting, and probably very soon Pranesh will resign. So once again he lost. He's scoring 7 points out of 9. He lost only to Artur Davtyan. He was winning that game also. Like and he's very young. He's maybe around 15-16 years old. Let's see, how did he finish Armenian Youth Championship? Can we find it or not? No way. Yes, we can. We can actually. And he was playing in which category? Probably it was under 16. Ah, yes, we see. So he finished third. By sharing second, third, he finished third. Yes. Scoring 6 points out of 9. Yes. And today he is just crushing. And h4, by the way, very brave decision by Stefan Petrosyan, going h4, not really making a draw with knight h6 move. Yes, all players are trying, and bishop e5. What are we having? So Eric Hakopian went after b2 pawn, and he took the pawn, and bishop e5 has been played. Of course, you cannot really move your knight from f6 because f6 is just coming, and white open ups b1 h7 diagonal. Yes, even no sense to consider knight e4, so the only move is being knight h5, I guess, or maybe in the other way, protecting f6. Like maybe going queen b6 back can be an option, because knight h5 is really Does not look well. Yes, but players are in very unpleasant time trouble. Like very, very unpleasant time trouble. They crossed 40th move, time control, so yes, both players are having a lot of time, so Pranesh will still try to. So knight h5 has been played, so what is happening? Like queen e3 if I try. Yes, what about queen e3 if I go knight g4, h takes g? Queen e3 can be interesting actually, attacking this pawn. Why not? Because you cannot really move this this pawn, this knight. Always f6 is coming. So if you take, I just take it. But you will jump knight f4. Because here, you know, maybe, yes, this is already complicated. c3 knight is hanging. Wow, bishop e5, knight h5. Emin also does not have much time. He's having only 8 minutes, and let's not forget that another 15 moves. Another 15 move remains. Yes, knight h6, king g7 you will most likely go. What else do I have? What else do I have? Knight a4 is not really working. Knight f6 I have. Yes, but knight f6 you can consider taking with the bishop even. So what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Queen e3 I like, but it's not obvious at all. Will I see anything better than we see? Like knight h6, okay, I have king f8, I have even king g7, just attacking your knight. In a different ways you can have enough compensation or good compensation, but what's the winning move? So should I really take it? But takes, you can even take with the bishop, and I don't see much problems honestly for you. It is weird position, like knight is jumping f4. No, wait. What about queen e3 if I go? Okay, I don't care much about knight e4. I will push f6 anyway, but even knight e4 is there. No, knight e4 is not working for sure. Knight g4, h takes g, and maybe knight f4 is coming. And what should I do here? Like this is hanging. I have rook c2, because bishop f4, g takes f, and what do you want? Like queen f4? I just take here. But yes, still I can continue the line by simply going, yes, this is the problem. This might be the problem. Let's say I take, you take, I go f6, and despite being piece up, white is like is winning. White is winning, I guess, but it's not obvious at all. Bishop f8, and always rook e4 is coming. Yes, queen e3, and I'm expecting knight g4. So knight g4, h takes g, knight f4. Emin does have rook c2. Yes, rook f4, g takes f, queen f4. You are not threatening much. So this. You can take rook f4, but it's just lost. So this position is very interesting. So this is very interesting. And wow, he goes. He sees it. Here, yes, you have rook e1. This can be like insane. Yes, you have f6. You can take rook e1 or f6. f6 is also very much interesting, you know. What? Rook c2. Maybe bishop f4 was there, but okay, I do have this tactical idea, but it's simply nothing. Queen c3, white is just having winning position. So I saw it, and I'm happy with g3. He does want to go g3. So let me try going back with my pieces. Let me, it's fine. Let's go queen b6. How, I mean, Ohanian wants to win. Bishop f4 is nothing, rook f4 I don't care much. g3 is the strongest move to go. g3 is annoying, you know. g3 is annoying. I thought this, but you just take it. So maybe we shouldn't collapse. We shouldn't collapse yet. So position remains very complicated anyway. Like, let me try queen a3 to go. Yes, I don't care any knight d5 about any knight d5 move. Bishop f4 I will play. So let's say if you go g3, my idea is to go bishop b4. No, but even if you somehow take, how I'm going bishop c3, of course not. Should I try bishop c3? Yes, let's say takes, but this is not so lost. This is playable position, though of course black is in trouble. So what was? Yes, he found this, and yes, bishop f4 g take queen f4, f6 would have been stronger. Rook c2, and yes, if queen a3 g3 bishop b4 g takes rook c3, yes, queen b3, queen b6 is the strongest move. I saw this, but did not understand what's the point after g3, but knight h3. Yes, the idea is not that, of course, knight is almost trapped, so knight d3 I just take it, knight d6 take, knight g6 take. The problem is not like you want to keep queen a3. Yes, I fully understand. Eric Hakopian's decision. He went queen a3 with the idea to go bishop b4. He didn't like queen b6, probably because of g3, but engine was showing that here knight h3 is an option to play. You know, you just go, you leave your knight on h3, and your main threat is being f6. You are not going to save your knight on h3, no way, but the idea is to go f6. And also white should spend a couple of tempes to take that knight. So queen a3, and now, yes, of course, g3 will follow. And yes, manual is better. Rook g8. I guess the manual is considering. So what was played? So Zawen went, yes, he took. He went knight c8. He played knight and this. Let's say I'm having rook d1. I'm having king f2. I'm having bishop h5. Bishop h5, rook g3. Of course, here the idea maybe is to, you know, maybe jump with the e3. What about rook a d1? If I take, you have always king f2. I guess rook d1 and maybe somewhere, not king e6. There is king e6. You also can go king e7 as well. Yes, this is like huge advantage for white. Yes, and Pranesh M resigned, and Hovik is in trouble. I assume Hovik is in trouble because after h4 he is just fine. He is just fine with queen e6, knight e5, queen c6. Why queen c6? He really thought he's better here? Yes, he is in some trouble. I don't like. Queen c6. I don't like at all queen c6 move. I don't like it. g3 was played, and we see that yes, here it's just very drawish. Only black can be better, at least to me, because of pawn structure. Here again, black is simply pushing the pawn or taking on e3. No chances for Danielian. And what are we having? Yes, Tornike Sanikidze is winning against Edgar Harapetian. And here, who is better? What is happening? Somehow, engine was showing that black is fine. Black is better, even. Black is better. Wow, it's insane. So, yes, instead of going like rook g1 was played, knight f7. Yes, just I assume. Yes, if you take rook d8, you can take rook d8, you can take bishop h5. I like more maybe rook takes d8. Because if bishop h5, probably the idea is being rook takes d4. And now what to do? If king d4, then this rook d8 check is coming. C takes d, you don't really want to take with the c pawn. So what about taking there? Still, you know, some small hopes, but I'm sure that it should be more than +4, yes. More than +4. So Manuel Petrosyan is going to win. If he wins the tournament. Yes, and bishop e7 g3, and Hovik Harapetian is in some trouble. Wow, what is this? And f6. Wow, very interesting. Yes, this is yes, practically very good move. It's practically, I like his decision. f6, knight d1. So what is happening? Let's say you take queen e3, knight e3, f takes. No, but are you sure that that's the with bishop c3? Yes, it's just lost. Yes, knight d1. Knight d1. Emin Ohanyan found. No, it was very like Pranesh was leading the tournament together with Manuel Petrosyan, but he just went on losing his game, and now he is maybe not even top 3 places, because Manuel Petrosyan either going to win or to make a draw. So he will be ahead of Pranesh. Vasyukesyan, he's ahead, and I'm expecting Emin Ohanyan to win his game, and Emin as well. So he's definitely not in top 3. And g3, rook e2, knight e2, g3, knight e2. In which game Anji is saying g3, knight e2. Yes, you should of course try knight a5. But king d3, king c4, if knight takes b3, of course. Yes, we had very interesting round. final decisive round of Karen Asrian Memorial, and yes, after time increment, yes, bishop takes h5, knight c6. So white is being how many pawns up? I think it's 2. Yes, white is 2 pawns up, and we see that like the second line of computer, bishop e2 and knight takes a5, king f2. This is very interesting. Yes, just trying to free the rook. Yes, still some work to do for Manuel, and yes, even Stefan Pogosyan has all the chances. Why? He has all the chances to win, because it is already showing +1 and more for Stefan. Bad luck for Hovi Karapetyan. He solved all his issues, and why here he went for this queen c6? Why at all he needs queen c6? It is so obvious that if white plays king f1, king e2, white is being much better because of pawn structure, because of white does have his king very close to the pawns. He played so well, and here he just, and this is already f6, knight e5, and having slightly unpleasant position, but it's still, it was possible to defend. Yes. And Manuel is taking his time. Stefan Pogosyan is already better, and here, yes, Emin is winning. Yes, white can even keep the rooks, just going rook h2, and you take, and then f6, knight f5 comes. Yes, Emin is going to win also. Like, what will be the final standings? Probably Emin, yes, if Manuel wins, Manuel clear first, and then we are having Emin and Vahe sharing second, third places. Yes, so, and Arthur is in trouble, and Vahe already should start playing accurately to make a draw, otherwise he might be in some trouble. What? Yes, king f7, and Eric was really playing well throughout the tournament, and we see that he lost Vahe Danielian, and then he won 2 games, and then he lost to what else are we having? Yes, and Tornikes Anikidze is completely winning. Black couldn't really pose, and they couldn't do anything with the attacking ideas, so white managed to and rook d6 is coming, I guess. Yes, for some reason here he was afraid, and went rook d6, so takes, and some move with the queen, and I can say that now Arthur Davtyan has all the chances to save the game, but probably not more, because with such a knight always jumping. Yes. And how bad Hovig's position is. It is very unpleasant. And he found bishop e5 and knight c8. Wow. Hovig throughout the tournament played so well, and especially his games against Branesh M and Emin Ohanian. I guess after c3 you just should take, and king h6, it's a perpetual. Yes, he had better position. He had better position, and it was... He could just take the pawn. He could just take the pawn by simply going knight e7, rook a5, but he did not. And later on it was always fine for black. Though again he got something. Yes, maybe this endgame also was slightly better. But he did not play well. And now we are having... Yes, Manuel is taking his time, of course, no need to rush. Yes, Zaven, yes, he also got for the last round bad pairings, because he was facing he faced Manuel Petrosian and with the black pieces, and he maybe even tried I don't think he really wanted to beat Manuel from the start of the game, but he got very unpleasant position, and Manuel slowly is winning his game. Yes, players are going to make a draw, I guess. Queen f8, there is king g5 or king h5. Whoa, 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 whoa. It increases even more. And you know, only bad luck, bad luck. Yes, throughout the tournament he played so well. Yes, this is what why many chess players stop playing chess, because, you know, 8 days and 8 games Hovig Hayrapetyyan was doing and was playing very carefully, very good, without having bad positions, or let's say without being in danger, and just one careless move and couple of few careless move, and he's in trouble, and I don't think he can save this position. Simply no way to save. Yes. And especially very easy moves are there for Stefan Pogosyan, and after time increment he will be just winning. Yes. So you play it 8 days, you have 8 perfect days scoring points, and only last round, last game, few careless moves, and you are in a bad situation. Yes, Manuel still is taking his time. Yes, but at that time, yes, this is completely winning for Emin Ohanian. No chance left for... Yes, Vaya Danielian and Alex Manukyan agreed in a draw. Tornike Sanikidze is going to win, completely winning. No chances for Edgar Hayrapetyyan. Yes. David Chinian and Grigor Dilanian are still trying. Yes. Still, they are trying. Yes, and Erika Kopian resigned. So this means that Emin Ohanyan scores 7 points out of 9, and he was really playing well throughout the game, throughout the tournament, and this game as well. And yes, he definitely deserved this result. Maybe he even could pretend for more, but I think 7 points out of 9 in such a interesting tournament is a decent and very good result. And yes, unfortunately for Hovik Hayrapetyyan, for whom I was really rooting, he is going to, I don't see any chances for him to save. Yes, because of his careless decision of going bishop queen c6. Yes, he is not he didn't have any problems at all. Why he went queen c6, creating weaknesses? And of course, after creating weaknesses, he could try to just quickly attack maybe the pawns, but he somehow did not play them. And yes, the Artur Davtyan Sergei Korshunov game also ended in a draw. If Artur would win, he would be really fighting for very high places, but he couldn't. Yes. Yes, with this, slowly we will be finishing our live, our stream. Thank you very much for all of you being with me. Hope you liked. And yes, for the upcoming days, I will stop. Yes, I will be playing myself. I will start with Dubai Police Open, and then Sharjah Masters, and then I guess French teams. So I will be very busy with the tournaments. Yes, yes. I wish all the players all the best, and the winners of this tournament of good luck, and congrats to the winners like Emin Ohanyan, like Vahe Sukyasyan. Yes, Manuel Petrosyan is still playing. He is very close to win and win the tournament. Yes, so but he's still taking his time. Maybe he sees some small issues. Yes, already long time I'm live. I'm streaming. I will probably finish very soon, dear friends. Thank you very much for being with me. Yes, but we should also say that throughout the tournament, Manuel Petrosyan also showed very high level of prep, also understanding of chess, and he really played well, and he really deserves. And yes, yes, from the start, tournament didn't go well for Zaven Andresyan. Otherwise, he could do much better than he is doing right now. Most likely I will be doing recaps after each round of my tournaments. You can find them in my YouTube channel. Many people are asking why and what's the point, why I started streaming and why I created my YouTube channel. So one of the reasons, one of the points to create a YouTube channel, because as a professional chess player I do follow many tournaments, but I don't follow them very closely. So I'm sure that let's say Karen Asrian Memorial or any other tournament, I would definitely check the games, but I would check them very briefly. But in this way, I'm really checking them very closely. So so before, by the way, was played by Manuel Petrosian 97, trying to go some 95 check. Yes, of course, Karen Asrian is trying. Yes, the main point is being to follow the tournaments, but follow it very closely, because last couple of years I was following them very briefly, and realized that it does not make much sense when you are just aware of the games. Let's say that this player or the other player played the game, and you are aware of it, but it's even important to constantly make this work, like calculating, checking, That's why I also created my YouTube channel. One of the reasons is that to follow the tournaments very closely. Yes, and yes, 95 is a threat. Yes, it was showing that g4 and bishop e2 would have been even stronger before 97. Anyway, position is winning. Manuel does have small issues with the time, but I don't think it's a big issue. Yes, unfortunately Hovik isn't doing well. Hovik is not doing well. And yes, Tornike Sanikidze won his game against Edgar Hayrapetyan. Edgar tried his best, and he lost against Artur Davtyan, he lost against M. Pranesh, and he lost against Tornike. Yes, and he lost another game to Sergei Korshunov. Yes, here I don't think white is having much problems. Somehow I still prefer black's position, but I don't think they are really better. And king d4. King d4. Manuel goes king d4, stopping knight d5. I don't like how is he playing, at least according to the computer. Yes. Yes. Probably, he already understands and he knows that if he wins the game, and he is very close, and he definitely sees that position is winning for him, he wins the tournament. That's why he is maybe nervous, and this impacts on his moves, because from +4 it goes to +2 and 74. Still he's winning, like yes. Yes, let me just say a few words about chess results, and I'm going home. United Arab Emirates and Dubai Police Masters. Yes, list of players. We see Yu Yang. Well, yes, Yu Yang, Amin Taba, Taba Tabi, Vladislav Artemiev, SL Narayanan, Hans Niemann, Sindarov, Haik Martirosyan, Aravind, Yakuboev, me, Yilmaz Mustafa, Shan Sarkisyan, Mishra, Donchenko, Murzin, Puranik, Salem, Suleiman Lee, Yufa, Ivanchuk, Aditya, Kartik, Indic, Vahidov, Safarli, Seturaman, Pranav, Bai, Liu. Yes, many strong players. Yes, I'm just confused. Yes, I'm just confused. Let me just check one thing briefly. Let's go to this top. Yes, for some reason, yes, okay, I will try to. Yes, I never seen something like this, dear friends. If any of you, let's go to FIDE. Let's go to ratings. And let's go, what to do? Top Fed or, okay, let's say top, and top 100 players. Yes, top 100 players, May 2024. So here I'm checking the results for the top 100 players, May 2024. And let's go to, yes, here we see that I'm rated 2652. And here we are having 2650. You know, when let's check any other player. Let's say Haik Martirosyan. Haik Martirosyan. Or let's say anyone else. Like Haik is what's Haik's rating? 2678. Yes. Oh wait. So what is happening? So here it's not the right ratings. So 2678 it is showing here, but we have 2679. So what about other players? Let's say Yu Yang. Yu Yang, we go to 27. Oh wait. Why actually it's 2728 and here 2729. What about other players? Taba, for example. 27. No, Taba is correct. Artemiev is correct. SL Narayanan is correct. Hans is also 2689. 2688. Yes, some problems are there. Yes, King D8 and Zaven is taking his time, and Zaven went Rook H8. Not the strongest move. Yes. Yes, he could go maybe Rook D8, King C4, Rook D3. He goes Rook H8. and it's winning, but let's see how will Manuel continue. Yes, slowly I will be finishing the stream. Thank you very much throughout the whole tournament for watching my streams, and I was trying really my best to cover the tournament. Hope you learned something and you really liked the way I was covering the tournament. Thank you very much, and please follow my YouTube channel. You will see a lot of more content.